Welcome back to Talkin' Dribble, episode 24. Footy ep, gather round, wrapped up. Another gather round, done and dusted. What a weekend. It was just buzzing. Well, it wasn't really buzzing around Victoria, not much happening, but buzzing around Adelaide. We loved the vibes. How you going, man? Did you enjoy the weekend?
I did indeed. Gather round is starting to grow on me a little bit more. Yeah. When they first introduced it, I wasn't too excited about the whole idea. This weekend looked like it was a blast up there. I'd be keen to get down there sometime next year. It looks like it's good vibes around the old Adelaide.
It cops it on the lead up, and then once it's there, it's actually like, oh, this is actually a bit of a vibe, and it seemed like it was great energy.
I understand, and I heard apparently everything's like really close by, so it's really easy to access like all the footy ovals. Yeah. Everything's around. Apparently, you just got footballers, media members just roaming around the streets of Adelaide all the time.
We love it. So it was a great weekend for footy, but it wasn't a great weekend for the HOK, and I know you're a big fan. Big fan of that.
What a great way to end gather round. Am I right? It was just magical to watch. It was magical to see old Ken just lead his troops, take down those blokes, just the full pretenders in the HOK ball. Made my weekend.
I know you were happy. You were actually pretty active on the socials, and I was like, look, HOK were coming back there in the fourth quarter. I'm like, if they come back, the Hawks fans are going to be coming for you.
Never a nervous moment. I tipped Port. Had trust in the lads. They got done last week. It was a bad performance. Knew they were going to bounce back. Just take care of these little frauds in the Hawthorn Football Club. It was great. It was great to see. However, actually, I've got a little bit of a message for the Hawthorn Football Club.
You got a message?
Yeah. Halfway through the game, I realised, you know what? They need to hear from me.
Yeah, right.
All right. So I wrote something down just to show my appreciation.
Let's hear it.
Dear the Hawthorn Football Club, I hate you. I hate you so much. It was so refreshing to see you guys shit the bed on Sunday night footy. Could not have happened to any shitter blokes and could not have ended the weekend any better. It felt like the Dogs had won the premiership. That sour taste I usually wake up with after the Dogs lost that weekend was no longer there. It was overshadowed by the pure incompetence by the Hawthorn Football Club. I'm not sure where my priorities sit anymore, if I prefer the Dogs to win or Hockball to lose. Watching the so-called Wizard and Guinea fall apart in front of my eyes was pure cinema. Seeing the future pup Zach Butters bend you blokes over filled my heart with pure joy. Sending you best wishes for the year to come, you frauds. Hock off. A bit of emotion there. It felt like it was needed.
Bloody hell, that was well said.
Oh, thank you. They all kind of just came to me as the game was going on. I felt like, you know what? I've been copping a lot of flack about this Hockball tip. And it was time to just give a little bit back.
Yeah, and write it down formally.
100%.
I think you definitely, it was good that you did that because you wouldn't have been able to get that out unless it was actually.
Understand. And everyone, I've been saying a lot like, oh, the downfall's coming. But can a downfall actually come if it never even arrived?
Oof.
So,
jeez, you are.
Literally, everyone's high on this little Hockball mania.
Hey, to be fair, you're not backtracking.
No.
You're not backtracking. You haven't put them in your top four.
No.
And they finally showed, mate. Have they showed their true colours?
Maybe Port Adelaide figured them out, and the rest of the league has been taking notes.
To be fair, Sam Mitchell has been saying, like, we're not actually playing our best footy. And now it's like, whoa, you've taken an L. They've got the category this week. Would they be 4-2?
Oh, I'd love to see that. I would love to see that because we've been off the category.
Yeah.
I'm going to be right on the category this weekend.
Yeah,
I was just, it was awesome. Like I said, like I'm not sure what, like I was so flat about the Dogs game. And seeing Hawthorn lose on Sunday night footy against Port, all the Adelaide fans getting into them, Guinea non-existent, Wizard non-existent.
Oh, the whole team wasn't existent in the first half. A missing teams report was put out at half time.
No,
but Hawthorn, I don't think they left the tarmac in Tullamarine.
No.
And then we're like, oh, they finally rocked up. But it was
just
a little
charity
little
points at the end.
Yeah.
Charity points. Everyone was getting a little concerned. Not me over here. I was as smooth as butter.
Bro, I thought Hawks were going to win, and I chucked just about every Hawks forward for a goal. Had the anytime goal. Wiz, Guinea, Dylan Moore, all let me down. The multi. It had a pulse, and then with about 3 minutes left, I thought, look, I need 12 legs to hit. Probably not going to get it.
Probably not going to
get up.
No, 100%. But, I guess the lights were just too bright.
For the HOK. And big test for them this week. So 100%. Jay's put the HOK on notice, as he does every week.
Yeah.
But
this is the first time. Hawthorn fans, where you at?
They're pretty quiet now, aren't they?
Very quiet. They've simmered down quite a bit.
North are still shit.
Yeah.
So that's a shame. They got done to the Suns. They were looking all right for a bit there, and then Matty Rao just took over in the middle.
But now North are just shit with
Yeah.
1.3 mil worth of LDU as well. So
Yeah, and he got one touch in the fourth quarter.
not ideal.
Not
ideal. So yeah, North, I don't know. They kind of finessed us a little with that win over Melbourne. Kind of got everyone's hopes up. They're still pretty shit at football.
They just give up like 100 points, like it's nothing.
Mhm.
You have 100 points. You have 100 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't remember the last game where a team didn't score triple digits.
Yeah, when was the last
except
time
for
they kept them
Melbourne.
under?
But like whenever they lose, it's just 100 points. Just see ya.
It's really ordinary. They've got, I don't know, like all these young guns after that Melbourne win were looking elite.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, they've got a future here. And then it's just backtracked again. Clarko has to be in the hot seat. I'm not sure where they go from here. I'm not sure, but
You'd hate to be a shin boner.
Yeah.
Because every year it's like, this could be the year where they showed like a promising win.
yep.
Oh, we're gaining a bit of
That's
traction
some
here. And
sore shin
then
boners.
they just go back to shit. And
Yep.
you would have thought by now, Clarko being at the helm, they'd be showing a bit more promise than they are. LDU now got the North Melbourne war chest.
Yep.
And he needs to step up. Like
Does.
the big money comes with the pressure.
Sheasel needs to step up as well. I'm sorry. Like he had a really good first half, went missing in the second half heavily. And like, oh, bro, yeah, you're talking about like Noah Anderson Rao just took over. It's like these blokes should be kind of going head for head here. And they just got blown out. Dimmer kind of taking charge, taking care of Clarko. He's come in,
Yeah.
rebuilt Suns straight away, got him looking
4-0.
undefeated.
4-0. Even
Not
though
great signs.
Rowley, he bought a property in Melbourne, $1 million property.
Is that another future pup? Woof woof.
Could be.
be.
Butters, Rao.
Everyone wants to play for the Dogs.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
No.
Why wouldn't you when you've got Sam Kadas and Yama?
Sam Kidasanyama. Let's just go to that game
Yeah.
now. So, it was a frustrating weekend for a pub supporter.
It was a lot of highs and then just hit low real quick.
Yeah.
Extremely
It
quick.
did. I actually didn't. So, I didn't get to see the whole game. I didn't watch a doggies goal.
That's shattered.
So, I looked at the scores. We're up by 40 odd at halftime. Chucked it on. 9 goals in a row from Brisbane.
Yeah, look, it was such a sight to see. That first half, I've never been so up and about. The lads were looking elite. Just the ball movement was great. Like, it was sucked. We lost Harms, like, in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah,
but then
that did
Dolan
help.
came on, did some good things. The lads were just clicking. Like, Ed Richards, just a gun.
Yep.
Bailey Dale, a gun. Libber, a gun. Sam Kadas and Yama. The thing that nearly cooked us, well, I think that did cook us, was Samka's goal from 50 getting overturned to a behind.
Right. So, that was a half time, right?
Yep.
Right before half, they would have put
hurt.
us up by about 45 instead of,
Yep.
39.
That hurt a lot. That could have been a massive momentum booster for the lads. Just take it in like 45 points at halftime. That's
Yep.
huge. So that hurt, but it's tough. We're extremely undermanned. I thought, look, we'd take that neutral ground against the reigning premiers. They've shown each week that they can just have comeback after comeback.
Yeah.
I'll take that by
because
the lads.
they're the same. They haven't been playing their best footy. They've been on the back foot about every game and they
Yep.
just claw their way back into games. Eric Hipwood,
Oh,
what is this guy's problem with the Dogs? Honestly.
does he hate us?
He turns in, we said last week, he turns into prime Buddy Franklin against the Dogs. He had one touch at halftime and he kicked 5 goals for the game. He sees us Bulldogs as just little chihuahuas.
Yeah, it's
and he's
like-
like, you think you can stop my absolute mid-level play that I've displayed across my whole
Just
football
criminal. It's like
career?
Bubble TJ Warren
five
just
on you.
going crazy on us. Literally, I think like his whole career, he just forgets how to play footy. And then comes against the Dogs like, hold up. I was drafted into the AFL.
Yeah. fuck.
I can kick a footy.
I think we keep him in the league, honestly.
I think we do. We keep him relevant.
Yeah.
He's going to get paid again, probably just off his performances against us.
Yeah, it was that was a shame to see. But even blokes like Zach Bailey, Cam Rayner, them in the
turned
forward
up.
50.
Archie
turned up.
killed us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was frustrating, extremely frustrating. 2-3 now for the Pups. Falling below 500, got a big week against the Saints.
And it's a
coming
big
up.
week for a
It
few
is.
reasons.
It is.
It's obviously a big game. We need a big, go back to 500. But talks of the Bond coming back. The big fella, Sir Marcus Bontempelli.
Got to get us now. Got to get us now because we are howling.
We've given you a 5-week head start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've given you 5 weeks. Be like, look, we'll have the best player in the league sitting on the sidelines.
Yep.
And now he could be back.
100%.
Like by the time this step drops, he actually could be named already.
This would just be the greatest thing ever. We're about to see Bont and Sam Kadas and Yama on the same field together playing elite footy.
So the best midfielder and the best forward.
That's just the two greatest players to ever touch the ground.
And then you're telling me we got the lobfish in the back line as well?
Bro, the spine on this team, just,
Big spine. We just need a bit of meat on the bone.
Yeah, we do. We are missing a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Like, extremes amount of meat.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to make up for, but Bont just fills in those holes.
Oh, yes, he does.
I'm so excited. I could talk about Bont all day.
Oh,
We've pretty much had about 5 eps on him. Or see if it does it now. We could continue this.
We were speaking about it. We're like, do we need to change our Brownlow prediction for the year? But Bont, 6 weeks behind the other players. I think he's still got a
I'm
sniff.
not concerned. Nah. Who's taking charge of that Brownlow right now?
Yeah.
No one comes to mind.
Nah.
No one comes to mind. Bont, he's sneaking back in.
Anyway.
Just 3-3-3. Bingo. Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, that's exciting times. Times. Hopefully Bont's back.
For sure.
Baggers got their first win over the Wet Toast Eagles.
Yeah, Sam Walsh proving the old Talk and Dribble podcast wrong.
We might have been a bit too strong with the Sam Walsh slander.
We were extremely strong.
We copped a bit for that.
I said something, but you did say you've never seen him be in the top 20 players in a game. So that's a large call.
That's
extremely large call.
It was probably a bit too strong.
Yeah.
And he probably heard that and was like, look, I'm going to have a career best game.
He was pretty good.
Look, it was against West Coast. So to be honest, the numbers are inflated when you play West Coast. So 37-3 game is basically like a 15 disposal game.
It's basically a Rezzies team. So you'd expect this from them.
They're so bad. We said this about Richmond at the start of the year. They might not win a game. I think West Coast might not win a game.
Because at least Richmond have some fight about them.
Yeah.
Their first halves are actually strong. They're going in. They're showing a bit of hustle. The lads are just fighting for their team. West Coast looks like no one wants to be out there.
They had the least amount of contested possessions ever in a game.
It was insane. Oh, I saw, but this showed the quality of both teams. Like, I think in the last quarter, it was like 3 tackles laid.
Yeah.
Shows the quality of both teams.
3 tackles laid in the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah. It was.
Between both teams.
Yeah. It was so bad. I think that just shows the quality of both football clubs there. Neither of them are where they want to be. Carlton, good on you. You got a dub.
Doesn't really say much, honestly. Like
you should have.
They didn't. It was a convincing win in the end, but I just really think West Coast are that bad. I think for the Baggers, the lids are still on. They're nowhere near coming off. They need to put a month of footy together to twist this narrative. But Eagles, they are looking stanky.
Eagles got to do something because Harley Reid is going to be out of the doors anytime. Maybe another future pup.
He's leaving. Apparently, Hawks haven't offered Warple a contract because they're going to be targeting Harley Reid and Butters. So.
That's fair. If Butters goes there, surely not. Surely he doesn't want to go there after all the stuff they've done with Port.
We know where
Butters is going. Come to the old Whitten Oval.
Cattery, they're still good.
Did not see that coming.
This was Thursday night. This is all the way back in Thursday night. Seems like a couple of weeks ago.
I forgot about that game, and it was insane. It was absolute madness.
Yeah, Danger turned back the clock. 4 goals. I think he only had like the 15 disposals, but 4 goals. And Jezza took over in the 4th. Like it was, great showing. Especially Crom were up by 5 goals?
Bro, Crom looked like they were flying away with it. I was watching this. I was about to post something at halftime. Just kind of going on a rant of like, this is the AFL's fault.
You're high on the Crom.
I was like, this is on the AFL. They've stitched them up the last how many weeks, and now like they're coming back for revenge. They crapped the bed big time. Oh, I don't know what happened. I think it was that second half was a massive coaching mismatch.
Yeah.
I think it just flipped the game on their head. Chris Scott just made some elite changes. I think Matty Nix just fell apart. Jake Saligo saw about probably 3 times in the midfield in the second half. Had a good first half. They plug him on the wing. They plug him down forward. They plug him off the half back in the second half. They can't get out of the midfield. I'm not just saying this because he's on my super coach team.
Seems like you are.
It was extremely frustrating. I'm like, what is this? He's one of your best midfielders and you're putting him all over the ground, not plugging him in the guts, and you can't get out of the centre middle.
Didn't see much of Thilthorpe either.
No.
Like there's been all this talk about him. He's not even, like Fogarty's now leading the Crom in goals.
Yeah.
So, but they got the Giants now next round. So could the Crom be sitting at 3-3?
On the trot would be dangerous.
Could it have been an overreaction by like the whole league saying these guys are like, their shit doesn't stink?
I still think they're elite. I still think they're a really good team. Their forward line's too good. Their back line's a lot of holes, and that showed out. I actually really liked their back line at the start of the year, but it's starting to get exposed a bit. Just had some terrible plays. Hinge had probably one of the worst
passages of
play I've ever seen in my life.
What was that?
Kicked a goal for Geelong.
Yeah,
like,
obviously into the Cats goals. Yep.
Comes out of the goal square, smothered by Jeremy Cameron. And he gets it back? No, what happened? Something happened.
He just stuffed up. He did like 3 or 4 clangers in one play, and it was not a great. And then the Cats ended up kicking a goal from it.
Got a goal out of it. It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, the biggest story that came out of this game was probably Baz Getting the birds out. I've never
Double
seen a
birds.
season where so many birds are just flying.
Bro, we got birds flying. We got birds flying in Perth.
Yep.
We got birds flying in South Australia. Get it down to
Yeah,
Victoria.
bring birds to Victoria. I reckon Bont walks out. What's the song that comes out
Well,
again?
you know what?
To when the doggies walk out?
Oh, one shot.
And he's just got the birds flying.
Got Kane Corn's head up there.
Yep.
Bont double birding him.
Maybe
because
Bevo
Corn
next to him
said-
because Corns hates Bevo.
Yeah.
Bevo next to him, get the birds going.
Yeah.
But
Maybe Tom Morris, get him up there. A couple of birds flying around.
you're proud of yourself.
You're proud of yourself. There you go, double bird for you. Oh.
Anyway, with Baz, they Nine News got a hold of him the next morning when he was just getting his coffee, and they asked like, "Are you sorry?" And he's just like, "Nah, mate, I'm not sorry. I got plenty from the
He
fans."
mates everyone.
He mates
It's
everyone.
crazy.
Yeah, this is like a woman reporter. Nah,
He says,
mate.
nah, mate. What am I sorry about?
To be fair, like I don't even think the slander was directed to him. I think he was sticking the bird up to
It was for
a
danger.
fan. Yeah, sticking up for danger.
Which is
And
fair. That's your captain.
yeah, would you do that? Like, I probably wouldn't do it, but you'd
I don't
think
know.
of it. Every player would
Yeah,
think to
probably
do
not the
something
way he
like
did
that.
it, but you'd probably say something back because
Yeah.
Danger was copping it all game. It's like Crom fans. It was like 10 years ago. Let's
Yeah.
chill out.
And it's not
alright?
like he did it on the field. They were walking back to the race, so it's.
Where-
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was
think people
absolute
just need to
scenes.
chill out.
Everyone's just too uptight about this. This
Free
is gather round. Let it fly around.
Free the bird.
Few birds here and there have never hurt anyone. Yeah, the amount of shit he cops, like,
Yeah, he does.
I don't
cop
mind
a
it
lot.
at all.
He does cop a lot. Melbourne still so shit.
Hey, what is going on? I nearly tipped him, changed it to Essendon kind of last minute.
No, you never
And
should.
thank God, they are so bad. I think Richmond's better than them.
Well,
I think-
no, look. So I actually was looking. I'm like, when are Melbourne going to get their first win? So they've got their next 3 games are Freo at home, so at the G.
They'll
Probably won't lose. Probably won't win that.
Yep.
Then they got the Tigers at home, and then they got the Eagles away. So they got the Tigers and the Eagles. There could not be a bigger opportunity for them just to get a few wins on the board, just to get some rhythm going.
If they go 1-2 in that, that's a disaster, I think. If they only win 1 game out of those 3. I'm sorry, Freo don't look great. You should still beat Freo
No,
at
they're
home.
not beating Freo.
Yeah, I know, but that's what. But then you've got Richmond and West Coast. There is no way they should lose 2 games out of that.
No, it's just that the most goals they've kicked all year is 11. So against the Dons, they only got the 57 points total, got done by 40. And they can't
Well,
score.
what's
Their
up forward?
forward line can't score.
What's up forward? Nothing. Van Rooyen has not come on.
No, but the thing
like
is,
they
their
expected.
forward line's always been like that. The year they had us, Ben Brown was in and out of the team, but their main
Yeah.
forwards were Fritsch, who kicked 6 in the granny, and
Yeah.
then Cozzy. Like, they've never had this massive forward line. And now
No.
all of a sudden, they're shit. They can't score, and everyone's like, where's the goals going to come from? But Fritsch and Cozzy have always carried that load. But for whatever reason, they just...
Fritsch just forgot how to kick.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on
It's his
with
big
Melbourne.
head, I'm telling you, bro. He's massive
It
lid
is.
on him.
It is. We
Massive.
should probably just get a portrait of him back there.
Yeah,
Just
we
fill up
do.
our
Fritsch,
bobbleheads.
Schultz.
Yeah,
Get him
geez.
going.
Collect the stones. we need to keep on. That's a new thing. Keep on bobblehead watch.
Bobblehead, yeah.
Who else is
bobblehead
on
watch.
bobblehead watch? I love it. But yeah, no, not good. Not good at all. They're in shambles. Dons still don't rate them, but that's a win. It's a win.
I think...
Don't.
No, I think they're not. No, they're not a top 8 chance. I don't think they're a
Okay.
top 8 chance. But I think they're there. They're almost there. They just need a few more young pieces with merit. Durham looks like a
He does look
dog.
good.
Like,
They
he
lost
looks like-
Caldwell though, so that hurts.
Oh, what
Like he got injured in training a couple of weeks ago, so they didn't have him on the weekend though.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not even know that.
Yeah, it just
thought he
came
was still
out
around, yeah.
like last week or a week
Yeah,
and a
right.
half ago. But like that's a loss. I don't know. I don't rate them. I don't think their list is that strong.
Well, Dons have Eagles next week, so that should be 3 on the trot.
Yeah, true.
Like it will be 3 on the trot. They
Yeah.
will not lose to the Eagles. But Merritt averaging 33 touches, and he's actually playing 45% up forward. Like he's sitting in the forward line half the time.
He's a gun.
He's just
He's a gun. He just needs help. He needs someone to help him. Somewhere up forward, somewhere down back. Just someone help this man out because he is a stud.
Yep.
But it is what it is. However, Flag Mantle
Oh, here we go.
back in line.
Here we go. Bro, who'd
What
they beat? They beat Richmond.
Yeah, but what a great weekend for Jakey's predictions. Flag Mantle, get dub.
Nothing from the weekend
that's-
to just they're going to win the flag. They beat
3
Richmond.
in a row. 3 in a row for the old Dockers. Okay. They're back in line. And Hawthorn lose. That's just great.
I thought you were going to say, and Josh Tracy, your Coleman medal
Oh,
pick.
3. Forgot about that. Josh
Yeah.
Tracy, my Coleman
He
pick.
kicked 6.
Bro,
For a second, I thought he was going to outscore Richmond by himself.
it was just a great weekend for myself,
Yeah.
apart from the Dogs loss. But how good's that? Little Coleman check-in, however.
Yeah, actually,
How's it looking?
he's leading the Coleman. So we got We got Ben King and Tracy leading on 17, then
Yep.
Larky on 16, and then there's like Phil Thorpe, Fogarty, Sam Kardashian-Yama.
Yeah. Jack Higgins at 14. That's
Higgins at
impressive.
14. He's carrying that St Kilda load.
Yeah. No, I love it. Ben King looks solid.
Yeah.
But Josh Tracy, I'm telling you, jump on it. Should have jumped on it while you could. Where's Nick Larky? Where's he? Oh, he's at third. He's at third, buddy. What's this about? No, I love it. I love it. He needed that. Those are the sort of games you've got to take advantage of. You've got a West Coast or a Richmond. You got to go kick a bag.
Yep.
Which is what Jesse Hogan does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just does that, doesn't he? How many? No, Toby Green kicked 6 on the weekend. He was a gun.
Yep. He was so good.
It was actually a good game. I actually thought the contest between Saints and GWS was good enough, and Saints showed enough.
I wouldn't be leaving that as a Saints fan pretty flat. Like, that is a hell of an effort.
Yeah.
Giants are a solid football team. You guys were expected to be very average. The fight there, Wangani Malira, sign him to as much money as you possibly can.
He needs to have a portion of that war chest for sure.
They're all high on TDK and stuff. It's like, take care of him first.
Yep.
This guy, you cannot let him slip to Adelaide. You can't lose him.
They're just, with the Giants, I just don't know a team who's so, like, just sure of themselves. And they just know what they are. Just the forward line is stacked, and they just kick goals every week.
That is probably...
The mids, they just mid.
Yeah.
They just mid. They just know. Tom Green just gets the footy. Callahan is just looking like a star.
Yeah.
And then the back line, just hold up. Sam Taylor roaming around there. Himmelberg, bro, since when is he just such a good player?
Came out of nowhere. I used to think he was pretty average.
Well, he was a forward. He was a forward, but he was kind of that fourth forward back in the day.
Yeah.
And now he's really just reinvented himself these last few years.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, well, do you reckon they're the best forward line in the comp?
Yeah, I think they are. I remember speaking about this the other day. I think they are.
Green, Stringer, Darcy Jones, Cadman, and then Brent Daniels when he's back and healthy.
Yep.
That's pretty loaded.
Like Toby Green and Jesse Hogan, no other forward line has two talented blokes like that. Like Adelaide are obviously stacked. Fogarty, Phil Thorpe, and then Tex. Rankin's not really roaming around much. Rochelle, but he's injured.
Yep.
I think Giants have the best forward line in the league.
I think, it's definitely between them and Crom. Crom's probably just got a bit more to prove. They're a bit younger in terms of Fogarty and Phil Thorpe. But, yeah, it's probably them and then just the forward line of Sam Kardashian-Yama. It's probably just the big three right there.
We definitely need more. Norton showed a bit on the weekend, but Sam Kerr is carrying that load.
We'll definitely get Cody back. He'd be handy.
We need a small forward.
Hey, but you know what? Bont. Could be a Bont forward line soon. Telling you.
Have we touched on most teams this round? Oh, Pies. They're still hot Pies.
Didn't see that coming.
No,
Swan
I tipped them though.
Crap.
James Jordan can stop anyone except for Nick Dacos.
Yeah. See, I didn't captain Nick Dacos this weekend because he had James Jordan. Yeah. He just absolutely tore him up.
Yep.
That was impressive.
Yeah, 34.
That was an impressive game.
Yeah. It's not like he dominated, but you can't stop him.
No.
Speaking of forward lines, this forward line, when it's humming, they're hard to stop. Elliott, he kicked 3. Bobby Hill kicked 3. Mycheck kicked 3. McCreary kicked 2. Like none of them are superstars. Bobby, one week can be a superstar, and then the next week you don't even know he's playing.
Yep.
But Pies, they're looking good.
I know, I didn't expect it. I wasn't too high on them, especially after their game against us and then Carlton. I'm like, is there actually much there? They flex their muscles a bit. Gather round, they're still undefeated.
Yep.
Yeah, in gather round, that's impressive. That's off to them. That's off to them, but reality will hit them as well, just like it hit Hawthorn.
So you're not high on the Pies at all?
No, I'm not too high on the Pies. I still think cold pies are well and truly about.
All right.
Cold pies and HOK off. That's what I'm running with.
Do a little quick ladder scope. Lions, Suns, only undefeated teams left. Who would have thought that? It's all happening in Queensland.
Right, Queensland.
Yeah.
Flexing their muscles heavily. Getting good weather and good teams. I love it.
Yeah. Oof. And then Giants, Pies, HOK. They're all 4-1. So I reckon Giants are probably the best out of those that lot of teams so far. Actually, no, HOK beat Giants though.
Yeah, you can't take much away from that. First, it was in Tassie, and the wind was extreme.
Yeah, that was a wind game.
You get blown away.
Yep.
So, I'm not too high on that.
We got Cattery, Crom, Freo, and Saints all sitting at 3 and 2. So these teams, they're kind of in that same. Like Crom and Cattery have shown more than Freo, Saints, but they're all like.
Cattery will probably be a top 4 team.
If they win this week, it's like, okay, this team should be for real.
Yep.
Swans, Port, Dogs, we're all sitting at 2 and 3. So I think we are kind of all in that same. Dogs, I think we've shown more than Swans and Port, honestly. Yep. We just, we're missing a few and we've just shit the bed.
Yeah. It is what it is. There's a lot of good signs, but we're missing 2 of arguably our best midfielders. Yeah. One of them's coming back.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
And then Don's sitting at 2 and 2. Blues, North, sitting at 1 and 4. and the Tigs, and then Demons and Eagles. The only 2 teams not to win a game.
When's it going to happen?
I think it'll happen in a few weeks. Demons will get their first
win.
I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if Richmond beat Melbourne in a few weeks, and then
love that.
Surely West Coast won't beat Melbourne.
Wait, where is it? In Perth?
A disaster. It's in Perth, yeah.
That would be elite. Harley Reid just goes berserk.
Anyway, should we do our better Brownlow picks?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah,
I think better Brownlow.
Yeah, it is the better Brownlow. Do you want to just go through 1 to 5?
You want me to go 1 to 5? Yeah, 100%. Started off with the 1 vote. We have Matt Rowell. Big game. Had like 11 clearances. Turned the game on its head.
Yeah.
2 votes. Sam Walsh. Proved us wrong heavily.
Didn't think I'd be seeing him on the better Brownlow.
Did not see that at all. 3 votes. Zach Merritt. Like we topped before.
This is like his 3rd time appearing on the votes,
I think nearly every week he's up there. It's crazy.
We need to get a leaderboard going.
Yeah, we do. We need to backtrack, see where everyone's at. 4 votes. No surprise here. Toby Green. 17 touches, 5 goals was just huge for him.
He was definitely best on.
Yeah, 100%. Just captain's knock. And then 5, probably the biggest captain knock of the week, Connor Rosie.
Yeah.
Just destroyed Hawthorn. They plugged him anywhere. He was off the half back a bit.
Half back.
28-2. Yep. It was a good watch. This was the first time all season where he had a good game against West Coast, but it's like that's against West Coast.
Yeah.
This was like, damn, like that was a hell of a game for him.
And they needed that kind of captain's knock. There was such a build up to this game. The Port v HOK rivalry. Kenny, everyone getting stuck into Kenny with the Plains.
He had quite a few moments where he just settled the tide. They had a few times going down forward. He'd come in with a big intercept mark and just settles everyone down. Like literally watching that is like what Bont can do for us at times. It's just like mayhem. He gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Everyone takes a bit of a deep breath and you're good to go from there.
Yeah, he really did rock up in moments. Like there was moments where Jason Horne-Francis, he was just explosive and he was crazy when they were going well. And then Butters, he was just getting the ball, but Rosie just popped up when it mattered.
Yep.
Like when HOK were coming, he just picked his moments.
Massive. So that's our better Brownlow there. We'll put the tally together soon and see who's kind of at the leaderboard there.
Let's reassess.
100%.
Elly Kunderwood.
Big week for Elly Kunderwood.
Yeah, so we didn't have too many Elly Kunderwood moments last week. So there's been a few spotted this week.
All right, some heavy spots.
Bit going on in Gather Round.
100%. Do you want to start us off?
No, you go through. I don't have them in front of me.
All right, I'll start us off with the 1 vote. And that's Fox Footy. They're on here for 2 reasons. So first, Sunday, first game of the day, putting Kelly and Derm on together for Fox Footy Sunday was just berserk. Like that is next level torturing Fox Footy listeners. It was the toughest listen of my life. Muted the TV a few times. It was really painful.
Well, I actually asked you, I was like, does Channel 7 broadcast these 1 o'clock games? And you're like, unfortunately not.
Unfortunately not, Ben. Unfortunately not. I was close to just going to the radio.
Yeah.
It was tough. And another just absolute blunder from her was there was like a 10-meter handball. A guy caught it, started to run, and she's like, and he's decided to play on. It was a handball, Kelly. It was a handball. There's no mark there.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
I don't know.
She said Alex Pearce was a first gamer on Fox Footy.
He's the captain, isn't he?
Captain of Fremantle. Called him a first gamer.
Yeah, not ideal. Yeah, we got that one sent to us and we're like, ooh.
They had to find themselves there. So Fox Footy, that was just abysmal from them.
Yeah. It's a brave call putting them together.
Yeah. It's like usually if there's like one of them, but there's someone else good with them, like a Matty Hill or something, you can like, you get a bit of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, you can balance it out.
This was a lot at once. It was just some calls that were like just so off topic.
So outlandish.
And then Derm just, I don't even know. I don't know what Derm speaks about half the time. Yeah. So they found themselves with the 1 vote for Elly Kunderwood this week.
2 votes for the Elly Kunderwood. We got Baz. We got Bailey Smith, the double bird, the following it up, not apologising, which we just love. Like, just because someone asks if you're sorry about something doesn't mean you have to be like, I'm sorry, especially when it's a news reporter.
100%.
And just the fact that he just did it, it's just funny. And I think we need more of it in the game, honestly.
That's the thing, these Elly Kunderwood moments doesn't actually highlight all the bad things.
Yeah, it's not always bad.
No, it's also just things of what we think are quite funny, quite foolery.
And buffoonery, wobblehead moments.
A lot of wobblehead moments. And this was a big wobblehead moment.
Yeah.
Because I think a part of him was like, probably shouldn't have done that.
Yep.
But you know what? I'm just double birding everyone.
That's it.
So I love that.
Who's the 3 for the Elly Kunderwood?
3. No one was really expecting this. The 3 votes go to Hockball. They're back at it again.
This is what happens when I give you the bloody week to do the Elly Kunderwood.
Not rocking up this weekend at all. Oh, my days. And then just top it off with some charity points to try and make it seem interesting.
Yeah.
Wobblehead behaviour. Find yourselves at the top of Elly Kunderwood.
Jeez.
Don't expect this to be the last time you're here because anytime you lose a game, there's probably a good chance you're going to be on the old Elly Kunderwood watch.
Bloody
So,
hell.
Hockball, you got 3 votes. Should be ashamed of yourselves. Made my weekend. I think you were pretty happy. We had a pretty happy household.
I was actually pretty happy because just everyone is very high on
Yep.
HOK. And I'm way higher on them than you
Including
are.
their
But
own
it
players.
wasn't the worst thing just to see him humbled a little bit.
You see that arrogance, see that celebration just no longer.
Yeah.
Made my day. Willie Rioli selling a bit of candy, bombing that shit through. Oh,
They're the second club now this year to get Elly Kunderwood best on. So Carlton. Oh, did Carlton get the best on? No, they just got a vote.
I think they just got a vote.
So the second football club to get
Yep.
votes. So Carlton and HOK.
You know,
So
I'm telling you, as a football club, there's no real good signs if you find yourself on Elly Kunderwood.
no one's safe.
No one is safe. Everyone is under attack,
Yep.
especially you, Hockball. So watch out. So, yeah, not rocking up. Charity points you find yourselves with 3 votes for the Elly Kunderwood this week.
Should we get stuck into round 6?
think so.
Just a little, tips, see how we'll go this week.
I like it.
Start off with the Lions v Pies. So that's Thursday night footy.
Yep.
Great Thursday night game. That's a great.
This is what we need on a
Yeah,
Thursday night.
on a
Not like an
Thursday
Essendon Port.
Or
We
a
need
Carlton.
a Brizzy Collingwood
Yep.
at the Gabba. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Pies. Pies are winning at the Gabba. I
shocking.
feel it. Brizzy, that's what, now their 4th game that
Yeah,
they've
4.
just come from behind. Pies, they're a great late game team. And I think if it's close, I don't know. I
not a
think Pies
chance.
are getting a dub.
I'm taking Brizzy by, I reckon, 4, 5+ goals. I think they're going to set the tone. Cold Pies will be back on. Brizzy just taking charge. Yeah. Give me the Lions by the length of a margin.
Dacos, he is going to be establishing himself as like, okay, I'm here to win a Brownlow.
I think the Ashcroft brothers are just going to be like, you know what?
Ooh.
We're actually the better brothers.
Well,
It's
been a bit
Dacos
talk
v
about that.
Ashcroft.
I don't have this down, but who would you rather? The Dacos, brothers or the Ashcroft brothers?
I think the Ashcroft brothers.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think Will and Levi will be so much better than Josh. I think Nick will be the best out of all 4 of them, but Will and Levi will be top of their game so much better than Josh that it will like outweigh how much better Nick is to those 2.
No, that's
So I
fair
reckon
enough.
long term, like Will and Levi will be running. They'll be
Yeah.
running Queensland. They will be the best players.
Levi's already looking like a star.
Yeah.
Will obviously won the Norm Smith last
Yep.
year. Yeah, I definitely think those 2 are going to be better than Josh.
Yep.
And Nick will be, Nick
Nick will be the best, 100%. But as a unit, I think the Ashcroft brothers.
Yeah, I think I'd actually go the same.
Yeah.
That's great, cool.
Love it.
So North v Blues.
Bit of stinker on a Friday night.
so
It's
good.
very smelly.
No. This isn't Friday night.
Yeah,
So
it is.
this is Friday
Oh, no, Friday. Oh,
Arvo.
sorry.
And then the Friday night game is Eagles v Dons.
Even more stinky.
There needs to be an investigation.
Investigation.
An investigation into how this game was put on a Friday night.
Bro, that is some of the smelliest set of games
I
I've
don't think
ever
I'll watch
seen.
either, honestly.
I can't believe this. I might just take Friday off from footy.
I think that could be the lowest rated Friday night game ever.
Whose
Eagles
idea
v
was
Dons.
this?
Yeah.
Like, whose idea was this?
13th place Dons v 18th place Eagles. But, as a little entree to that, we got North v Blues
So we have 14th v 15th and 13th v 18th
in one day.
in one day on a Friday.
On
This
a
isn't
Friday,
a Sunday.
on footy's day. Like,
This is abysmal. So
Anyway.
I have to spend my public holiday watching these blokes
I
run
probably
around.
won't be watching it.
Nah.
We'll be
They're
eating fish.
VFL on?
Is there VFL? Okay, well, who are we thinking? North v Blues? Who
I think I'm taking Baggers. I think they are going to find themselves a little bit on track. I'm really off North right now. I don't think they're a
Yeah.
good football club. So I reckon Baggers.
I've got North. I've got the shin boners. The boners will be sticking up this week.
No sore shin boners this week.
No, I reckon Baggers, little pretenders this week. They got the dub against Eagles. Everyone's like, oh, Baggers are back. Nope. North, they're getting a dub.
No, I reckon they string some games together here and get themselves back on track a bit. Give me the Baggers. Give me the Baggers.
And then Eagles v Dons.
Yeah, Dons by kind of consolation points, I guess.
Yeah, I
Really,
reckon
they'll probably
Dons.
win by quite a bit.
Oh,
Eagles.
you just chuck Zach Merritt out there and he'll get it done against the Auskickers.
I seriously can't believe this. I am blown away by AFL's decision to plug these teams on a Friday. Very flat. Very flat.
Moving on to Saturday football. Demons v Freo.
I think Freo again. I think Freo.
This
4
will
wins in a
be-
row here.
This will be again in front of no one.
Seriously, they're going to be. No, they need to move Ds away from the MCG.
Take the G off them.
Seriously, like put anyone else in the G. They are just.
Bro, they didn't rock up when
Non-existent.
they were winning flags.
No.
Now look at them. There's no one there.
I just. I just hate the idea of the Melbourne Football Club.
Surely the AFL are losing money every game the G's play at the Demons play at the G.
I don't know the last time level 4 was open at the G when Melbourne was playing.
Yeah, so you got Freo?
Freo for sure.
Yeah, I got Freo.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Crom v Giants. This will be a good game.
It's going to be huge.
This is at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, I've been big on both of them. I think Adelaide find themselves back in the winners column, taking charge. They're not going to lose 3 on the trot. I reckon this is going to be a big stepping stone for the old Crom, and they get the win over the Giants this week.
I've got the Giants winning this one. I've got the Giants. Great big sound in Adelaide. They might stay the whole week.
Yeah, they probably. Oh no, I heard a thing that they came back.
Oh,
they must not like Adelaide too much.
Adelaide. No, I think Giants are too stacked across the board. I think the midfield. Will win this contest, and their back line holds up way better than the Crom's back line.
Yep.
And that forward line is just humming, and we haven't even seen it at its best. So I think Giants get a dub, and Crom moved to 3-3. Everyone will be asking questions.
That tsunami is real from the Orange team.
They're real this year.
Yeah, 100%. I like it.
Tigs v Suns. So Dimmer playing his old squad.
Yeah. It could be a game where early on it looks a little concerning.
Yeah.
Then I think Suns take charge, but possible upset alert.
Oh
here.
my God. You are taking the piss.
No, I'm talking like a first half sort of thing.
Wait.
Richmond could really put
I can't wait to do our top 4 teams and see where you have Suns. You're going to have them as like a top 2 team, but no, they're getting upset to the fucking
I'm just saying,
Tigers.
there's a chance.
Bro, that is so bad. Tigers, bro, Suns are going to roll into Marvel and annihilate this
I'm not
mob.
saying that Richmond's going to win, but I'm just saying keep an eye out.
The bad boy Suns are here. They're taking names and kicking ass.
Bro, I just know there's a lot of Richmond fans that are not happy with Dimmer. It's going to be hectic at Marvel Stadium. It's going to be super full on. I'm telling you.
Mate, they don't like playing there.
I'm telling you.
They don't like playing there.
Dimmer doesn't like playing there. So he's gonna be shitting his bricks.
No, Suns are gonna win by a lot of points.
I know. I just think don't be surprised if it's closer than expected.
All right.
But I'm taking the Suns, obviously.
Yeah. Swans v Ports. Who do you got? So this is this
in Sydney?
It's in Sydney.
I think Swans. I don't know. Port had a good dub, but I think that was more. I think just the heat of them against Hawthorn. They kind of just went into battle for Ken.
Yeah.
I still think they're not a great team. I don't think Sydney's a great team either, but I reckon in Sydney, give me Swan.
I'm taking Port.
Don't mind it.
I think Gather Round woke something up in them.
I'd like to see
They
that.
look like a different squad. Rosie, Butters, Horn Francis. Putting Rosie in the half-backs, and now you got Will Drew in there. Jordan Sweet's playing well on the ruck. Something different about this team now. I think they got a bit of energy.
The difference between Port's performance when Horn Francis is buzzing and when he's not buzzing is huge.
Yeah.
Like they look like a completely different team if he's up and about, just making plays, looking like a bull in there.
And I just can't see Sydney putting enough points on the board.
Oh, I don't mind it. I think both of them are very weak in front of the ball. Not overly great behind the ball. So it's going to be a battle at the midfield. Warner's been down on form. Heaney's hit and miss right now. So, yeah, fair.
Yeah, I got a little upset brewing.
Yeah, I still think Swan take charge.
All right. Dogs v Saners.
Yeah.
So
Bloodbath at Marvel.
yeah.
Ooh, be done by the first quarter. Marcus Bontempelli. First quarter, I'm calling 15 touches and 2 goals.
Jesus.
Samka Dasanyama, probably about 10 touches and 5 goals.
Who's going to defend Sam Kadasanyama? Like, they got Cal Wilkie, but bro, Samka's been... He would have kicked 5 if he kicked straight on the weekend against
100%.
Harris Andrews.
Yeah.
So he's last few, he's had Darcy Moore, Harris Andrews, Jacob Wiedering, Alex Pearce. The one game he had off was against North's defence.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he actually plays worse against shitter backlines.
Yeah.
But
I can't see anyone stopping him, especially if the Bont's getting him the ball.
No,
Give me the pups. I reckon we're blowing him out.
Yep.
I think we are a huge tone set. It's going to be like, you know what? Bont's back and the Dogs are well and truly here.
oh, we're going to blow their back out. We're going to make them look like second-class citizens.
What was that?
We're going to wipe the floors with them. I'm telling you, Ross will not be boss this weekend.
Ross is not boss.
Puff's getting up.
Bevo in the shades. That's the real boss, I'm telling you. Once he took him off that, we blew the lead. So maybe keep him on for the entire game here, Bevo.
Oh, orgasmic stuff.
Yeah, love it.
And then last but not least, I love this game. Easter Monday game, Cattery v HOK.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
And I think we know who I'm taking here. It's Cattery by far. I've been off both of them, but the Cattery just taking charge. HOK ball pretenders. They're missing out again. They're going to lose 2 on the trot. It's just going to be a sight to see. And you're going to expect next Tuesday there's going to be a whole nother message for HOK Ball.
Oh, bro, you'll be
We're
on.
running it back again. We're running it back. No Will Day, no Hawthorn Football Club, if you ask me.
He said it.
It's just quality. It's quality. Just makes my day. Brings a smile to my face just seeing them shit the bed.
Bro, I don't know what you like more now. Dogs winning or Hawks losing?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what I'm more looking forward to this weekend, the Dogs game or the Hawthorn game. Both of them are a blast. At least with the Hawthorn game, I'm not like constantly angry like I am in the Dogs game, so I can enjoy it a bit more. But, I don't know.
So Cattery, you have Cattery getting up.
Cattery getting up.
I have Hawk bouncing back. I think the Hawthorn small forwards will live for this kind of game. In the G, Good Friday, it'll be packed out. Wiz will kick like 4. Guinea could almost be dropped after the other game.
That was abysmal. They said he had 11 touches. I call bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't see him once.
I saw him like 3 times.
Yeah.
One of them was when he kicked it out on the full. So
maybe they're inflating these Hawthorn players'
Maybe.
touches.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. But no, I got Hawk bouncing back. I got Hawk beating the Cats. I think the Cattery midfield is definitely better than the Hawks without Will Day, but yeah, I think the Cattery getting a dub.
Cattery are winning in Adelaide.
Hawks getting a dub.
And beating this juggernaut of a forward line in Adelaide with half their back line out. They're going to do this against Hawthorn as well.
Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see.
I reckon.
I'm keen.
Back it in.
Finish off with our top 4 teams. So I'd love to see your buddy 4 after saying Richmond are going to beat Gold Coast.
No, I didn't say they're going. I just said expect it to be closer than expected.
But Gold Coast is the second best team in the league. Like, brag.
They're going to win. They're probably going to win by quite a bit. I'm just saying expect it to be closer around half time, all right? I don't think it'll be a bloodbath from the get-go.
Give us your 4.
No, you start us off.
Okay.
You start us off.
Number 4, I've got the Flag Pies. They were at 4 last week. I've got them at 4 again. Looking promising. I like the look of them. Number 3, dropped down a bit, Hawthorn Football Club. So I've still got Hawks sitting there. They're still a top 4 team in the league, okay?
Yeah, no.
So got number 3. Number 2, Great Big Sound, GWS Giants. So they were 2 last week. No, they were 3 last week. They were 2 this week. They have been probably one of the most consistent teams across the first few weeks of the league. Yep. And then number 1, Brizzy Lions. Yeah. They're the best team in the comp. And until they lose, they're going to be sitting there.
I like it.
So I don't have Gold Coast.
Geez, that's huge. Undefeated.
Or Crom, but Crom loss.
Yeah, Crom loss. Coming in for mine, my number 4, I've got the Cattery. Liked what I saw from them. Okay. Beating the Crom in Adelaide on a Thursday night is huge. Gather around, just Adelaide fans going berserk. You can hear them through the speakers. They deserve the 4 spot. They're looking pretty solid. Coming in at 3, I've got the Gold Coast Suns. Yep. I'm high on them. Like, they looked pretty good. I still don't think they're better than these top 2 teams, but you know what? They're undefeated and they've shown they can win away from home now, so that's impressive. Number 2, got the GWS Giants. They're just stacked across the board. Like back line, forward line, midfield, just all elite. They've got studs everywhere, and I'm really high on them. I think they would have beaten Hawthorn if it wasn't for just like 40-mile wins.
Yep.
So yeah, back it in, and then 1 spot Brizzy. Yeah. I'm telling you, if the Dogs won on the weekend, could have found themselves sitting in this top 4, but it was no longer. It was not meant to be. So Brizzy can stay at the top there. They're still undefeated. 4 comeback wins. That's a sign of a good team that they can get down big and just find ways to scrap away and get back on top. So, you know, they find themselves at the 1 spot.
Nice. That's a solid 4.
Not bad. Better than yours. Okay. Probably.
To be fair, Pies in the top 4, that's a bit like ego, I think. But
I think so.
They're looking good. They're 4-1, bro. They've gone 4 on the trot.
Should be 4. Should be 3 and 2.
Well, that's a wrap for episode 24 of Talk and Dribble.
Love it. It was a great ep. Gather Round was a blast. Keen for this week with we got 5 days of footy coming up this weekend.
Yep.
That's just super exciting. So make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Hit up all the socials, same as X.
Yep. Drop a review. Hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the ep, chuck us a little rating and stuff.
I love it.
So I guess that's basically it.
Tune into our NBA app, also dropping this week as well. Got a lot heating up in the old playoffs for the NBA, so make sure you tune into that.
You beauty.
We out.